question the Church of Scientology. Yeah! Can I get a Hail Zenu? Hail Zenu! A little weak there, Anonymous. Let's try it one more time. Hail Zenu! Hail Zenu!
I am the de facto leader of this Philadelphia shindig that you see behind me. We protest Scientology, the abuses of the church, not the religion, which Scientologists seem to not be able to understand. Had a nice little encounter with one today, nice auditor. He didn't seem to understand the fact that we are not against the religion. We believe that you can believe whatever you want. You know, you can be Hindu, you can be Muslim, you can be Jewish, you can be Jedi, you can be, I don't care, you can be flying spaghetti monster for all I care. You know, we believe you can believe whatever you want, but you got to keep it legit. You know, all the abuses of this church and the fact that they fair game people, the fact that they abuse their members, the fact that they take advantage of people, that's got to go. You know, we support the free zoners. The free zoners are Scientologists who have either split with the church, or they're people who are interested in Scientology but don't want to pay the premium, which we fully support. They practice Scientology for free, or they practice it for a nominal cost. You know, the cost may be for auditing, and you know, those people might be just trained auditors. But you know what? Frankly, I support the free zoners. I support people who, you know, just believe whatever they want. Scientologists don't seem to understand that. They don't seem to get that fact. Today we're out here protesting the Sea Arrrgh. The Sea Arrrgh is basically, Scientology likes to tell people the Sea Arrrgh is the parish of Scientology, if you will. That's not true. The Sea Arrrgh is more along the lines of kind of OSA light. The Sea Arrrgh, basically you sign a billion-year contract because Scientology believes in reincarnation. You sign a billion-year contract to do whatever Scientology wants you to do. You come out here, you film these protests, which we have had people out here in the past, they film the protests. You come out here, you film the protests, you report back to Scientology. Every Scientology org has a Sea Arrrgh member. They report back to Clearwater. They have a big giant boat called the Free Winds, which is currently in the dry dock in Caracas for asbestos. It's currently in the dry dock in Caracas because it has blue asbestos, which is a really, really bad kind of asbestos. They basically started renovating it and found it, and that's not good. They basically have been exposing Scientologists to blue asbestos for a very, very long time, and that causes mesothelioma. But basically, the Sea Arrrgh is kind of a sect of Scientology where they pay you $24 a week, which no one can live on $24 a week. I sure can't. I got rent and bills to pay. They pay you $24 a week to do their bidding. They force you to have an abortion if you're a woman and you get pregnant, or you leave the Sea Arrrgh, or they kind of coerce you very, very, not gently. And if you leave the Sea Arrrgh, you kind of break with Scientology. It's not that good. Many ex-Scientologists have been ex-Sea Arrrgh members. Many ex-Sea Arrrgh members end up paying a lot of money for courses. Basically, the Sea Arrrgh is for people who want to get higher in Scientology but don't have the money to do it. They just go right to the Sea Arrrgh and say, hey, you know, sign me up. It's basically the Scientology Navy. L. Ron Hubbard wanted to be a sailor all his life. He was in the Navy, and unfortunately, he decided, hey, let's have a Navy for Scientology, which is kind of odd. Why would you want to have a religion with a Navy?
So how did you come about protesting all this? What's your devotion?
My devotion is twofold, for the lulz and a little bit for slight morals. I kind of do it because, more for the lulz than anything else. It's nice to see Scientologists a little peeved. It's actually really fun to see them peeved because they get really ornery when they get peeved. Like I said today, I had a nice little chat with Scientologists who still don't get the fact that we're not against their religion, we're against their practices. They get very, very ornery, and it's quite entertaining to see them get ornery. It's really, I mean, if they would understand that we're here not to harass them, we're not here to harass them, we're here to just demonstrate to people that what they're doing is wrong, and if they would reform, we'd be out of their hair. You know what? I just enjoy being out here with all these people and just having a lot of fun. And that a lot of you here are out here for a lot of fun. And Scientology still as of this point, does not know how to handle us.
What happened with the permit process?
The permit process was an adventure that has been ongoing and kind of finished as of right now for the past 2 months. Basically, Scientology decided that in order to keep us from protesting on this hallowed ground on Chestnut Street, they decided that they would try and put in protest permits for this location to keep us from protesting on this spot. What they didn't really realize was in order to put in a protest permit, you kind of have to have a protest. So they would come out and they would protest drugs, which is what the protest that we came out here and snapped pictures of and filmed. And they came out here with about 7 people. And the protest permit states you're going to come out here with a large crowd, and you're going to really be blocking off a lot of sidewalk space. You're going to be drawing large crowds. You're going to be actually using the space for a protest. They didn't even do that. They hardly drew a crowd. They just came out here and said they're going to come out here and protest all day from 9 a.m. till 7 p.m. They didn't even do that. So we basically filmed them doing this, and they took out another protest permit on 510 saying that they were come out and protest on Thomas Paine Plaza. And instead of coming out and protesting on Thomas Paine Plaza, they basically stood there and filmed us all day. So we reported this back to the managing director's office. The managing director's office dragged the Church of Scientology inside and said, you're not allowed to protest any full-day protests anymore. You're not allowed to take out any more permits. So they basically shot them down, and we basically chalked that one up as a huge victory for us. They are not allowed to take out any more full-day protest permits, and any permit that they put in for a protest is going to be heavily scrutinized from now on. Whatever we want, basically, from the managing director's office, we can kind of get, provided it's within reason.
Are you going to be planning to do more of these, or how many have you done so far?
We've done a protest every month since February 10th. We tend to do one every month, one major raid like this every month. Our numbers this month were a little bit further down, but that's kind of because all the colleges are out, which kind of brings down numbers. Apparently it's time for our profession. The colleges are out, so our numbers are down a little bit, but as the colleges come back in and everyone kind of comes back from their summer vacations and stuff, our numbers pick back up. But we tend to do one major raid every month, and then we have mini raids where we kind of annoy the Scientologists if we know that they're doing some special day, like Dianetics Day or some little event that they do, to try and draw more money out of their Scientologist followers. It annoys them to no end.
And did you find out about the their online videos, or how did you become involved with the whole?
I became involved with their first protest on 210. I kind of started by giving ideas to kind of get 210 moving and get the ball rolling. Ended up finding out that the 210 protest ended up lining up with the Philly car show, and ended up changing some things around in order to get the Anonymous to move around to the Philly car show at the same time, so that we could disseminate more information and get it to more people at the same time. What ended up happening is from then on, people kind of defaulted and said, well, hey, got any more ideas? And I kind of churned up from then on. But I really got involved by starting up with basically the Tom Cruise video. I mean, once that broke, we all started out, and I mean, that's how most of these people got involved, just the Tom Cruise video, and then seeing the really retarded and ridiculous nature of Scientology and seeing what exactly you could get from just the funny factor of Scientology, and seeing how you can really annoy them just by doing not much at all. That's kind of how it all started out.
What kind of person would you say you were?
In terms of what? In general, I'm pretty laid back. I mean, in all honesty, I don't care about much. I let most stuff slide. I don't really care about much, but most times I don't really care. I mean, if you push my buttons enough, I'll probably do something, but no, I just kind of chill and find something to latch onto for a little while and do it, I guess.
So, do you think you'll continue this for a while? Have they really pushed your buttons?
They fair gamed my girlfriend. I'm not too happy about that. They really pushed my button with that. And that kind of, if you're gonna fair game someone that's close to me, that pushes my button. I'll definitely probably do this, and people enjoy it, and people keep saying, well, have more fun, keep doing it. So as long as people want me to keep doing it, I'll keep doing it, and as long as the demand's there, we'll keep coming out and keep doing it. Whyweprotest.net, and then inturbulation.org is kind of the main, kind of thing that we kind of come around and plan around and keep all the breaking news and everything on that as far as, in general, anonymous stuff with all this. Because we really don't have a leader per se, the nice thing is I can step out of the picture at any time. Any one of these people here could do whatever. People just default to me for whatever they need. And the Church of Scientology still hasn't quite caught on to that. They like to fair game people who they think are in big positions. The reason they went after my girlfriend was the fact that she ends up writing checks. My name's actually on all the permits, so they decide to go after the money and think that's going to stop everything. But the other nice thing about Anonymous is it's kind of a collective brotherhood of sorts. At this point in time, we actually have, this is a Saturday protest. Boston, Massachusetts ends up having a gay parade. The Gay Pride Parade is today. Boston didn't want to end up interfering with the Gay Pride Parade. They actually requested all of the East Coast Anons in the area, so they actually have Washington, D.C. They actually have Washington, D.C., New York City, Philadelphia, and a couple other smaller East Coast cities. They actually requested us to come up to Boston and back them up. And we've got about probably 20 to 25 Anonymous here who are actually going to go up to Boston and actually back them up to really bolster their numbers. And Boston's one of those cities where CASA's really going after them. They really want them out of the city because they're actually litigating one of the Anonymous members in Boston because for false charges. They're actually going after him for harassment and trespassing, which he didn't even do. So and that's one of the nice things about Anonymous is, we all back each other up when we're needed.
We're Anonymous. We are Legion.